Hello, everyone. Good day. Welcome to my presentation, which is an introduction to principles of marketing. I'm your instructor, Ainsworth Bailey, and I will be guiding you through the next 5 weeks of this course. So in terms of the order of presentation, I'm going to talk a little bit about the course description, some key course objectives, then I'll give you some information about the textbook. We'll talk about some major marketing concepts and then core topics and principles of marketing, and I will take you through this schedule in terms of what week we'll cover when. And then in terms of course requirements and grades, I'll also give you some information on that, and then I'll thank you for having listened to my presentation. So here is quite a mouthful in terms of the course description. It's all outlaid in the syllabus, so you will get a chance to read it again. But this course provides an opportunity for students to discover the realities of modern marketing in contemporary situations. Principles of marketing focuses on customer behavior, product, channels of distribution, promotion, and pricing, with emphasis on a culturally diverse environment. It also looks at segmentation, positioning, and targeting. And principles of marketing course goals include providing an overview and introduction to marketing, demonstrating the relationship of marketing to other functions and processes in a business organization on an integrated basis, providing real-world examples of challenges and issues related to marketing, and explaining and discussing important concepts and analytical tools in marketing. So, like I said, it's a little bit of a mouthful, but it's all in the syllabus. Some key course objectives. One, to introduce students to marketing terminology and concepts, to provide students with an understanding of marketing theory and practice, to help students understand the basic practices and problems in marketing and the skills involved in marketing management, to expand the students' knowledge of the importance of global marketing and global marketing strategy, which underscores the fact that marketing just does not take place just in a domestic environment, but it's also taking place within a global environment. Some other course objectives include define the role of uncontrollable factors in marketing decision making, to identify and explain important concepts in marketing such as target marketing, positioning, marketing orientation, segmentation, and product life cycle. So those would be some of the key takeaways in terms of concepts in marketing. Then describe consumer and business buyer decision making processes and identify the factors that influence buyer behavior. So we look at different consumers in terms of individual consumers and business consumers and how they make decisions. And then demonstrate how to develop marketing strategy and a marketing mix consisting of product strategy, price, distribution, and a promotion strategy. So that would be kind of one of the key outcomes of doing this course. You'll be able to display skills in doing those things. Here is an image of the front cover of your textbook. It is Marketing and Marketing, the 7th edition. It's by Gruel and Levy, and this will be used throughout the course, and the schedule, as you will see, the chapters in the schedule relate to the chapters in this particular textbook. Some major marketing concepts, some of which I just touched on earlier, that we're going to be covering include marketing orientation, so the role that marketing plays within an organization. So we're going to talk about more recent concepts such as the marketing concept and then the societal marketing concept. In terms of segmentation, you heard that in the introductory part. It's dividing up potential market into different groups of consumers based on similarities that these members of the groups have. And then in terms of targeting says we're going to select some of those segments, one or more, and then we're going to cater to them as a business. And then in terms of positioning is we're trying to create a particular image of our brand in the minds of consumers. So when consumers think of our brand, so if they hear the name Walmart, for example, what image comes to mind? So usually that comes about as a result of positioning. In terms of the 4Ps, much of the course is devoted to that. And so we're going to be looking at product and product strategies, pricing and pricing strategies, place in terms of channels that are used to enable consumers to have access to products and services from marketers. And then in terms of promotions, we're going to be looking at different tools that are used to persuade or to create awareness or to inform consumers about our products or to get them to take, specific behaviors like going out and purchasing the brand. And then all of those would be looked at against the background of what we call the new marketing landscape. So we're taking into account the digital age. We're taking into account forces of globalization, more and more businesses taking place between countries and across borders, and so on. And then there's the issue of ethics and social responsibility. And these days we hear a lot of talk about sustainability. So we'll be taking into account all of those factors, as well as the focus on not-for-profit marketing. So places like museums and zoos and hospitals, those are non-profit and, well, for the most part. And so they also need marketing. So we'll look at that as well. In terms of the schedule, week 1 and week 2 will be devoted to lesson 1 through to lesson 6, and this particular slide has some information on that. So the first lesson will be an overview of marketing. So we'll be covering some of the bases in terms of telling you what marketing is, what exchange is, what value is, customer satisfaction, those types of things. And in terms of developing marketing strategies and a marketing plan, like I said earlier, one of the outcomes of this course is that you'll be able to do things like those, like recommend marketing strategies or create a marketing plan for a company. So we'll be looking at that. Analyzing the marketing environment. So marketing takes place within a particular environmental context that includes things like the political environment, the economic environment, the sociocultural environment, technological environment. So we'll be looking at how to do, environmental analysis and being able to appreciate the impact that those factors have on our businesses. In lesson 4, we're going to be looking at consumer behavior. So as marketers, we're serving consumers. So we have to be able to understand what factors make them behave the way that they do. And so, this particular lesson will explore that. Then in lesson 5, business to business marketing looks at other businesses that are the target of the efforts of marketers. And so that accounts for the largest proportion of marketing activities. And so that is very important. And then in lesson 6, we'll be looking at some of the key concepts like segmentation, targeting, and positioning, which are some of the things that I mentioned earlier on in a previous slide. In week 3, we're going to look at marketing research. So we will be introduced to how to conduct a marketing research study. What are the different stages that are involved in marketing research? Because if we want to know consumers, if we want to understand their behavior and so on, then we will have to conduct marketing research. So week 3, the start of week 3, we'll be looking at marketing research. Then we will start to look at the 4 Ps. And so the first one here is product strategy. So lesson 8 and 9 will be devoted to that. So we'll be looking at issues of branding and packaging, developing new products. And in the lesson 9 focuses on services. And services are kind of distinct from goods in that they're intangible. And so they have to be treated differently in terms of marketing. So in lesson 9, we will be discussing that issue. Week 4, we'll be looking at price and place as 2 others of the elements in the marketing mix. And so in lesson 10, we're looking at pricing concepts and establishing value. What are some of the factors that influence prices that marketers set? In lesson 11 and 12, we're looking more at the different channels and supply chain issues and channel management issues, as well as retailing and some of the factors in retailing and different types of channels that are used in terms of omni-channel marketing. And then finally, in terms of the P's, we're going to conclude in week 5 by looking at promotion. So in promotion, we're looking at integrated marketing communications, which is kind of using all the different tools of marketing communication in a coordinated way to get our consumers to take particular actions or to inform them or to change their behaviors and so on. So in lesson 14, for example, we're looking at advertising, public relations, and sales promotions, which are some of the marketing communication tools. And then in lesson 15, we're looking at social and mobile marketing, which also are more recent methods that are used for marketing communications. In terms of your grading and the course requirements, this particular slide outlines what will be involved in terms of course requirements. So there are quizzes, discussions, activities such as homework, and then exams. And as you can see, the exams account for the bulk of your grade, being 60% of the total for your grade. Then the quizzes are 10%, discussion 15%, and then, like I said, activities like homework and in-class interactive assignments, those would be 15% of your grade. And then this particular slide gives you more information as to kind of the letter grades that you will get and what percentages you need to achieve in order to get those particular letter grades and what the letter grades signify. So excellent, an A, is 90% to 100%, then good, a B, 80 to 89%, satisfactory, C, 70 to 79%, poor D, 60 to 69%, and then failed would be an E, which would be below 60%. So I'm sure that none of you will be aiming for, below 60% or 60 to 69%. I'm going to try to motivate you to aspire to get an A in the course, and I'm sure that you will be wanting to do that. So by the end of the course, by the time we've covered all of what I've just discussed, you should be able to discuss important concepts and theories in marketing. You should be able to analyze the environment in which marketers and which companies work. You should be able to recommend effective marketing actions to companies, and sure, you should be able to develop a marketing plan for a company or business. And so thank you very much. Like I said, this was fairly brief, but we're going to get into more of the details when we start the course. Thank you for listening to this presentation. I look forward to working with you and to achieve the course objectives and the course outcomes that I talked about. And I hope that you'll have a good experience in the course and that you will perform well.